Thank you all for coming out and showing your support for the long, difficult, but worthy journey of restoring representation to the 1st Congressional District. My name is John Tate II. I'm a social worker, actually in Kenosha. I work with children, and I'm also an alderman in the city of Racine. What matters to me most, particularly when I think about elected officials, is representation. And to me, representation is more than just showing up occasionally, knocking on a door, asking for a vote, but it's about understanding people. It's about either understanding by experience or understanding by conversations on the regular. And that's what Randy Bryce is. He's a person who understands because he has experience, because he's lived the life of a working class person, and because he has the experience of leading working class people. So we need to send him to Congress because he's the representative that the 1st Congressional District needs. Paul Ryan. So as I talk about representation, also as equally important is getting out and doing the work that it takes to get someone like Randy Bryce elected. I won my election by 4 votes. Every single vote counts. And it's going to take every single one of you working out there, talking to your neighbors, and reminding people of what damage Paul Ryan is doing to our congressional district, what damage Paul Ryan is doing to our democracy, and what damage Paul Ryan is doing to America because his agenda that's aligned with Donald Trump. Now, Randy Bryce is going to work hard because he knows us, he is us, and he will fight for us. So I hope you join us in this campaign as you come out and knock on some doors, make some phone calls, give some money, and get Randy Bryce sent to D.C. Thank you very much.
Welcome, everyone. Ooh, I'm a little short. My name is Angelina Cruz. I'm a lifetime resident of Racine, Wisconsin, and I'm proud to say that I'm a public school teacher in the Racine Unified School District. Through the lens of a public school teacher, I can say that Randy is somebody that understands that the wellness of our community depends on the wellness of our public schools. I first met him in the wake of the Wisconsin uprising in response to Act 10. Randy showed up because Randy Bryce knows that union is not a dirty word. And that it's union public school teachers that are defending our kids, that are defending Ben, who is one of our brilliant public school children in Racine Unified School District. Ben is his son, and we're proud that we can call him one of ours. But Randy doesn't just show up for kids and for public schools, he shows up for women. Randy shows up for workers. Randy shows up for health care. Randy shows up for immigrants. He's someone that shows up and listens and defends people when they need to be defended. And that's why I'm honored to stand before you to declare my own personal support for Randy Bryce. I hope you join me. He's going to show up and listen to people. He is not the lesser of two evils. Randy is the real deal. And he's someone that's going to fight for us. Thank you.
Good morning, my sisters and brothers. My name is Ethel Gates, and I am a retiree. I am here to speak on behalf of Randy Bryce. Randy is a father, a veteran, who is well known as a leader for labor, community active, who encouraged other people in the state and nationwide. He always leaves his comfort zone. Randy made his announcement June the 19th, 2017 to run for U.S. Congress. Yeah. Will you get behind him and help with a victory in November 2018? Yeah. Randy is a person who worked for a living, side by side with his co-workers, every day to make ends meet. Randy stands toe-to-toe with these legislations in Madison, Wisconsin, for all peoples of race, gender, for a living wage. Yes. He stands opposition of bad bills peoples. Randy is a good candidate for the U.S. Congress who will stand up and speak up with all people for good health care, good paying jobs, education, environment, and all other issues. Randy Bryce looked down when he's picking someone up. Randy will stand for the Wisconsin middle class and support a woman's right to choose. Randy Bryce would rather have character than be a character. Randy is a man of integrity. He's dedicated. He is honest. He is determined. He is confident. He has love for all peoples. Our focus should be to stop sending rich peoples to Washington, D.C. to talk for the working peoples. We need Randy Bryce, who will have town hall meetings and be there for the people. Chat with me, Randy Bryce for American People, November 28th. Randy Bryce for American Peoples, November 28th, U.S. Congress. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. All right. I'm Chris Larson, State Senator, and I also got my political stripes working right here at Local 72. Yeah. So it's good to be back here. I saw you hiding in the corner, Kurt. Good to be back here, and good to be out here supporting my good friend Randy Bryce. I mean, we all know Randy, right? Randy was forged to be a great candidate, both in what he does for a living, in building Southeast Wisconsin, and also how he lives his life, and how he has helped build Southeast Wisconsin's community. So he's helped build the skyline. We've got the home bridge in my district, and anytime I wanted an update on what was going on, I didn't have to look any further than seeing Randy's Facebook profile, the pictures that he was posting of what's going on there. And as far as what's actually happening in the community, Randy's been standing there to build that up as well. I can't picture a fight that we've been in where workers' rights have been at stake, where women's rights have been at stake, where immigrant rights have been at stake over the last decade, where Randy wasn't there marching alongside us. So we appreciate you, Randy, for being out there on the forefront. And it wasn't too long ago that we were walking on immigrant rights against a guy named Sheriff Clark. Maybe you heard of him. Up in Milwaukee. And Randy and I were talking about, you know, the fights that happen here in Wisconsin, where we have a robust labor history in our state. We've had it for the last century, right? Where we have a history of progressivism, right? We've had some of the most, we've birthed the progressive movement here in Wisconsin. And we're kind of getting frustrated because Wisconsin's kind of taken it's kind of slowed down a little bit. And we were thinking, well, it's going to wake up. It's going to start waking up pretty soon. And what we really need is some good candidates to start stepping forward, to get behind, to get people really excited. And we started talking about certain districts that, you know, if there was somebody to step forward, we got to talking about a guy named Paul Ryan. Maybe you heard of him. Exactly. I mean, I think of this district, the first congressional district here in southeastern Wisconsin, and it's long been vacant. There hasn't been a representative fighting for us. It's been empty. A long time ago, Paul Ryan decided to step away from this district and decided to represent Wall Street instead of southeastern Wisconsin. And I think it's past time to get somebody in there who is proud of southeastern Wisconsin, proud of the community here, and is going to be standing up for each and every one of us instead of Wall Street. And I think Randy Bryce is our guy. Randy Bryce is what it would look like if a blue-collar shirt came to life, right? This is somebody who he will not be mistaken for being an errand boy for Donald Trump. He will push for working families because he comes from a working family. And he'll make sure that we get the break that we deserve. Working families get the break that they deserve, that we've been fighting for so long. We need to make sure that we're working for him so that he can work for us. I'm sure everybody knows Randy's Twitter handle. I think I measured out the characters, and you can get in between there, so you can get it to be Congressman Iron Stash in just over a year. So let's get to work. Let's make it happen.
Wow, how do I follow that? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rob Zerban. Thank you. I've had the distinct pleasure of speaking in this hall many times in the past, but I could never be happier or more proud than I am today to be having this honor to introduce our candidate of the day, Randy Bryce. Yeah. He's, we're going to have lots of time to talk about Randy as a candidate, what he stands for, what he will do. But I'd like to take this time, before I introduce him, to talk about Randy Bryce, my friend. I've known Randy since I got involved in the congressional race many years ago. And Randy stood by me side by side through both campaigns. He never failed in his support for me, and I will not fail in my support for Randy. Because that's what you do when you stand together through long nights and long campaigns, and you fight and work together. You support one another, and that's what Randy's going to do for us when he gets to Congress. Now, if you're sick and tired of not being represented, as I have been, you'll get behind Randy and help him win this campaign in 2018. He has been a cancer survivor, he's an iron worker, a great father to Ben, a family man, and a great friend. So I can't think of any other reasons to support him other than I know Randy will fight for our families the way that he would fight for his own. We have not had representation since Paul Ryan's been in office, and it's about time we get some. His policy positions are very similar to mine, and that's why it's an easy fit for me to support Randy. I know he believes that everybody should have health care coverage. I know that he believes that if a person has a minimum wage job, it should be a living wage. I know that Randy can rebuild the Capitol Dome. You don't have to worry about that. They're taking care of it right now. But I want you to go to Washington, D.C., and I want you to work on our broken government and the infrastructure we need to fix it. And I'm so glad we have a person who knows how to build a future for America. He's done it in the literal sense, and now he needs to do it in a legislative sense. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage our next representative from Southeast Wisconsin, Randy Bryce.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Chris, Ethel, Angelina, and John. It's great that you drove all the way back from, Stevens Point at the Art Revolution, like a 5-hour drive, just to come here, and now after the event, he's driving all the way back. Thank you. It means the world. I want to thank my mom. Mom, you're here with us today. The star of the video. Mom, I love you. Thank you for being here. My mom's one of the most important people in my life. She's done so much for me, and I wouldn't be here today without her steady hand throughout my life. As you know, she struggles with multiple sclerosis. And this is a painful, debilitating disease. My mom's on 20 drugs to manage this disease, and its terrible side effects. But you want to know what's crazy? she is one of the lucky ones. That's how flawed our health system is. Because as much as she struggles, there are thousands of others like her across southeast Wisconsin and hundreds of thousands of people across the country who also struggle, not just with illness, but with terrifying uncertainty on whether or not they will keep their health insurance coverage. This is one of the many battles being waged in Congress in Washington, D.C. right now. Will 23 million people keep their health coverage, or will Paul Ryan and Donald Trump yank their health care away, leaving millions of people, our parents, children, neighbors, and friends, without health coverage? And instead give out huge tax breaks to Wall Street and millionaires and billionaires. This new so-called health care bill is junk. You know, they're working out the details behind closed doors. Instead of making things better, they're making things worse. A heck of a lot worse. This bill is garbage, and they're treating us like garbage. And the guy who's supposed to go up there and fight for us, Paul Ryan, he's on the wrong side of this fight. Not only is he on the wrong side, he's standing up for the millionaires and billionaires. As Speaker of the House, one of the most powerful people in D.C., he's actually leading the way on the wrong side of this fight. Now, this isn't the first time that Speaker Ryan has left his constituents behind and forgotten our needs. Time and time again, decision after decision, over the course of the 20 years he's been in Congress, the rich have gotten richer, the powerful have amassed more power, and the rest of us are left behind, struggling more every year.
Yes.
In fact, Paul Ryan has even gotten richer. How's that even possible? How does one get elected to Congress and get richer? Here's what we face today. Healthcare for working people is under attack. The middle class is under attack. Factories are closing and our jobs are getting shipped out of town. We used to be the place where things were made, a manufacturing center. But Paul Ryan has voted for every bad trade deal he's seen. You know, and Wall Street and corporate tycoons are getting showered in tax giveaways and massive profits, while working families like ours struggle just to scrape by. Washington is broken. The system is seriously flawed. And Speaker Paul Ryan, a 20-year congressman and one of the most powerful people in D.C., is presiding over the fall of the middle class and working people in this country. But it doesn't have to be this way. We can do better and rebuild the working class and middle class here in southeastern Wisconsin and across the country. We can do better if we're all given a fair shot. You know what I do every day? I build things. And that's why I'm running to be your congressman. You see, I've spent my entire life in southeastern Wisconsin. I was born in Milwaukee and now I live in Caledonia. Ben's mom and me are raising Ben here. Ben, little man, I'm so proud of you. Love you. My good luck charm, my smile, my anchor. Whenever he's with me, I find a parking spot in front. You know, and I work the iron every day so we can have health insurance and a decent life. We have a decent life. And so Ben has the opportunities he deserves, and so he can achieve the future that he wants for himself. Those who I work with every day, they work just as hard as I do. You know, and they work for the same reasons, to build a better life for themselves and their families so that they can pursue their dreams of happiness and fulfillment. So I understand what people here in Kenosha and Racine and Janesville, Burlington, Oak Creek, Elkhorn, all across Wisconsin. I'm the best person to represent this district because I'm a working person who has lived here my entire life. And the way my mom raised me and the way I raised Ben, it's the same way my workers and I take care of each other on the work site. If somebody falls behind, we pick them up and we look out for them. Because we're so much stronger when we carry each other forward and lift those up who have been forgotten and left behind. Friends, I'm running for middle-class families and working people. I'm running for people who haven't been given a fair shot. I'm running for people who haven't had their voice heard by the politicians. I'm running for everyday people who've been pushed to the side while connected insiders and the powerful elite get all the benefits. We need representatives in D.C. who will put hard-working people first, like those who I work alongside every day on a job site. We put our families first, and that's who I'm running for.
Yes.
Yeah. Say it.
I decided to run for office because right now, and for too long, not everyone's been given a seat at the table, and it's time to make a bigger table. I know what our people need, and I know why we are angry. I've seen firsthand how we've been forgotten, and I bring the right values to the job. I'm going to vote against unfair trade deals. I'm going to vote for the middle class and investing in our workers and making sure they have the right to join a union. I'm going to vote to support investing in small businesses so people have a chance to get ahead. I'm going to vote to force Wall Street and the rich corporate elite to finally pay their fair share of taxes. I'm going to be very proud to vote for women's rights and LGBT equality and to take care of refugees, a fair justice system, and to address climate change, and to welcome immigrants. I'm going to vote to protect our democracy and work to overturn Citizens United. We are no longer going to tolerate politicians who go to D.C. and forget the needs of those they were elected to represent.
All right.
People are realizing that after 20 years of Paul Ryan in Congress, and now with him as Speaker, things have gotten worse, not better. And regular people want a leader to represent us and be our voice. Someone who understands our needs and struggles and will fight for us first. Now, some out there may say this is a big challenge. But here's the thing. I've already beaten cancer. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Army and I served overseas. And I spent the last 20 years working on some iron. You know, I've been up on those scaffolds. I blocked the beam, you know, like 20, 30 stories up, and I'll tell you this. I'm not afraid of any challenge. I know, without any doubt in my mind, if we stand together, we're going to defeat Paul Ryan. Because this will be a race about you. And electing the person who best understands the challenges you face every day, and who can bring these issues to the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives. So let me ask you, who do you think will put you and your family first? You can keep that going in the car. You know, someone like me who's been working the iron for 20 years, or someone who's been a D.C. politician for 20 years. Someone like me who knows firsthand how important health care is for our families, or someone who uses secret negotiations to take away health care. You know, someone like me who believes that we're all in this together, or someone who always puts his $10,000 donors first. It's time for Congress to actually listen to people and put working people's needs first and middle-class families first. So I say to Paul Ryan, let's trade places. I'll fight for families in D.C., and you can come here and work the United I have to add something to that. When the video first came out and that line was heard, our business manager, Tony Meyerhofer from the Ironworkers is here, right there. I got a nasty text saying, don't you even think about Paul Ryan working. Don't worry, Tony. He'll carry somebody's lunchbox, maybe. You know, as I mentioned before, I served in the Army. And in the Army, you learn a few things. You learn to stand up for and those who serve around you.
All right.
Yeah.
You learn that being a leader means being responsible not just for yourself, but for your entire team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we only go very far when no one's left behind. Well, these are the reasons that Speaker Ryan has either never learned or he's long forgotten. But these are the lessons and the values that I carry with me every day and will bring to D.C. when I'm fighting for you. Let's get to work.